Alright, what's going on everybody? Welcome back, dudes. Now today I'm going to be going over my main engineer build that I've been using to farm out nightmare mode. This thing is pretty nuts, and I don't want this to take too long, so we're going to just get right into it because there's a lot of gear in this game. There's a lot of things to explain, but I'm trying to keep it quick. Now before we even get into it, this is not my preferred combination of traits right here, archetypes. I would prefer to use the engineer with the handler. I think this is a way better combo. And if you're using this this build or a similar setup inside of survivor mode or veteran, it's gonna work. This is what I would suggest using. I would use the handler with the engineer, but when you jump into nightmare and apocalypse mode, the handler falls off pretty hard because the dog goes down a lot, and if the dog is down, you don't get access to any of these perks. So if you're playing on survivor or veteran mode, go handler. It's going to be a lot better experience. And how I run my handler, I pretty much just run it with the support dog, and that's pretty much it. The only difference between the build that I run now and the my old version. But since the handler falls off so hard inside of nightmare difficulty, I have swapped over to the Gunslinger. Now the Gunslinger and the engineer, they have really good synergy with their perks. I'm not going to go over every single perk, it's just going to take way too long, but I guess it won't take too long if I do it really quick. So the damage perk on the Gunslinger, swift shot, this gives us fire rate, range damage, and crit chance. That's pretty good. We got posse up, so this is going to give us more ammo whenever we pick up bricks, and that kind of synergizes with one of the utility perks from the engineer. We'll go over that in a second. We got quick hands, firearms reload 10% quicker, and that'll be 20% if we actually empty the actual magazine. And then last but not least, we have sleight of hand. This is actually really good. So whenever we use a relic, this is going to fully reload our weapon and also give us a 15% range damage boost for 10 seconds. So that's pretty good. Now as far as skills go, I kind of swap in between all of the skills. If I'm doing bosses, I tend to swap to Sidewinder or Bullet Storm, but if I'm just working my way to the boss, I like Quick Draw. It recharges really fast and it moves through enemies, pretty much like nothing, and you don't gotta aim, so that's pretty good. So as far as skills go, they're all good. We're gonna put on Bullet Storm at the moment, or for the moment, I'm sorry. Now moving on to the engineer tree. Now as far as the engineer skills go, let's start off here first. The Vulcan cannon is pretty good. This is just the turret, but the main two that I usually use are the flamethrower and the impact cannon. Impact cannon I use like 85% of the time. This thing is amazing. It's absolutely nuts. Look at this dude. So if you put it down, it shoots the laser into the ground, dude, and causes a tremor. And this tremor isn't just on the ground. If there's enemies flying in the air in this the same radius, they'll get hit, so don't worry about flying enemies. And then if you pick this bad boy up, it shoots a rail. It just shoots a rail and it goes through enemies. Boom. So there's a horde of enemies coming, goes right on through, and the weak spot damage is pretty high as well. Pretty good. This is my favorite weapon. This move right here, just way too good, dude. Like nothing. This is like the circle of death. Nothing gets out of out of that bubble, and if we overcharge it, I'm getting way ahead of myself here. Yeah, it's just it's too good. We'll pick it back up. Okay, so let's go over the rest of the perks before I get too carried on, dude. So metal worker, increase skill damage by 50% and skill critical chance by 10%. So if one of those tremors crit, it does like really good damage, so keep an eye out on that one. We got magnetic field, heavy weapons grant 15% damage reduction and gradually restores ammo to allies within 2.5 meters. Now the ammo that you get is not that significant, but every little bit helps. But overall, it's just a really solid perk. We got heavy mobility, so when you actually pick up your cannon and run around with it, you move fairly quickly. You can still dodge left, right, back. You can still melee, so it is pretty good. And then last but not least, we have surplus, the relic perk. So whenever you use your relic, if your cannon is down on the ground or if you're holding it in your hand, well, I guess you can't activate it in your hand, so if your cannon is down and you use your relic, you're going to get 15% ammo back inside of your weapon. So I'm gonna put this away. So as you can see here, you can see it ticking away every time it uses a pulse, but if I use a relic, it'll recharge it and you can just keep using relics to pretty much get infinite recharges. Well, not infinite, however many relics you have. But if your weapon is stowed and you use a heart, it's going to give you 30% ammo back. So we'll pick it up. Now I'm going to use a relic. See that big old chunk that we just got? This is going to fill it up. Boom. So now we're at full meter again. We can put it right back down. So managing your turret. Now I prefer using this because it's just easier to manage. It doesn't rapid fire, just blast through all of your ammo. So this is I think this is the best way to go, at least for my playstyle. Now moving on to the amulet and the rings, we are using an elemental build here of sorts, I guess. It's kind of like a mixture, but we're using the chains of amplification. Increased damage dealt to all targets suffering from status effects by 20%. There's going to be a lot of status effects just everywhere, so that's pretty good. We're going to skip the ring. We're going to come back to the ring, the elemental ring, but we're using the stone of malevolence. So elemental damage generates 15% additional mod power. So again, attacking things with elements, we're going to get a lot of mod power back. Then we're using the Farron sigil, so critical hits and weak spot hits generate additional 10% of mod power. So again, we're just dumping into mod power. Now as for the probability cord, I like this 30% crit damage because when the impact cannon crits, you know, that the laser going into the ground, that when that thing crits, dude, it does a lot of damage. Now it doesn't crit every hit, but it does have a decent chance to crit, and when it does crit, I like seeing extra damage, so that's why I'm using this one. But if you want to, you can swap this out for something else like mod damage or elemental damage or you know, speed, anything like that. But I've done a whole bunch of tweaking, I've done a whole bunch of testing. This is what I like the most. Now back to the acid stone ring. I'm only using this because I'm using the corrosive rounds mod on my weapons. If I was using something like hot shot or the overload rounds, I would just swap out the rings accordingly. So depending on the boss that I'm fighting, depending on the area that I'm in, I swap out my rings. But other than that, just use whatever elemental damage that you're using, swap out the ring, and yeah, dudes, go from there. Now moving on to the actual weapon, we're using the Blackmar AR-47. Now you can use pretty much any weapon you want here, whatever suits your playstyle. You can use the typewriter or the you know, like the lever action, whatever you want to, as long as you can slot in a elemental mod inside of the main slot, you're good to go. Now moving on to the mutation, we're using transpose plus 10. This thing is insane, dude. Picking up ammo increases range damage by 20% for 20 seconds. And since we have it at level 10, whenever you pick up an ammo brick, it goes straight into the magazine. Now, this goes hand in hand with this perk right here. If we don't have our impact cannon down, if we use a relic and we're at full charge with our cannon, it's gonna drop an ammo brick on the ground. See that? So now we pick that up, that goes right into our inventory, and we just got a 20% damage boost. So that's pretty good. Yeah, look at the damage, dude, insane. So that's the mutation on this weapon. Now this combo is pretty good. Now moving on to the melee weapon, I'm using the dream catcher, but you don't need this right here per se. The dream catcher is good just to have in your back pocket, because if you have it charged, like I just did right there, it's fully charged. If you let the heavy attack go, depending on how many enemies you hit, you get a damage and a movement speed buff. So as you can see right there, we have 6 stacks and it's ticking down from 10 seconds, so that's pretty good. And you could charge this up, have it charged like I have right now, and just put it in your back pocket. And then say you get into combat, if the enemy's coming towards you, you want your cannon to get like a damage buff, you could just pop this, it'll get a damage buff and start doing more damage. So that's just something good to have in your back pocket. Just charge it up once and just leave it there, just chilling until you need it. Now as for the handgun, you can pretty much use whatever you want here. The handgun doesn't matter a whole lot. I like the Rapture cannon. This is my favorite gun in the game, handgun I should say. And here we have the overflow for the elemental damage, of course, and the mutation doesn't really matter. Now looking at the traits, these are pretty straightforward. We got the ammo reserves from the Gunslinger, fortified from the engineer. And if you look at these here, we got 4 other classes at level 10 already. Your boy's been grinding. I told you your boy has been your boy's been grinding. But as far as vigor and endurance goes, you want to max these out, of course. You know, you don't want to die if you don't have to. I kind of wish we didn't have to use these points here. I don't know what they could do, but I feel like everybody is just going to pick vigor and endurance. So I don't know, maybe these should just be like an 8, maybe tied to like your character somehow, because I feel like these are just like no-brainers. Like everybody's gonna take these no matter what. Stamina and health is just way too good. I guess if you're a madman, you could just not take any of that. But as for the rest, we got 10 points in bark skin, we got 9 points in expertise, 10 points here in spirit for the mod generation. Expertise is skill cooldown 20%, so that's gonna allow us to activate our skills a lot more often. And then this is just personal preference, but I got 8 points in footwork for ADS speed. So when we're aiming down sights, just being able to sidestep quicker, it's pretty handy. And then last but not least, we have 7 points inside of Siphoner for a little bit of life steal. So these are the traits. Now you can mix and match these if you don't need the bark skin for the damage reduction or the Siphoner. And you may have access to other traits as well, like ones that I don't have here. But all in all, you can use pretty much whatever traits you want to. Now, when it comes down to items, the main item I use is the Xenoplasm for the reduced skill cooldown at 10%, so that's pretty good. And that is pretty much the only this and the speed. I don't think I have any more. I think I used my last. Oh yeah, there we go. The chilled steam and the this right here. These are pretty much the only two that I use, and that is about it. All right, now how does this build actually work? Now, I like to play this build kind of like a little bit passive until I need to get aggressive, if that makes sense. Now, I usually just put this bad boy down. I will, let the enemies run into it and just mow them down as they're trying to get to me. You activate your elemental damage mod, and by time this charge goes away, you're gonna have another one in the back pocket. Now, of course, you can pop things like your, like this bad boy right here. You can swap weapons, get this everything full auto. It all depends on what you want to do. Now, by the time we swap back to our other weapon, we're ready to go again. It's just non-stop. Now, of course, we're fighting just dummies here. We can get weak spots, way easier than if we're inside of an actual battle. But more times than not, we're gonna have our charges back way quicker than normal. All right, now I actually don't know how I'm going to showcase this build. I mean, like, I can tell you guys how it works, but you kind of have to see it in action. But I don't want this video being like an hour long, dude. So we're probably just going to cut into find a dungeon, and then we'll clear a dungeon, and yeah, dude, I'll see you guys in like 2 seconds. All right, boys, we found the dungeon. We're inside of the hatchery. I rewrote my campaign. We're on nightmare mode, of course. Yeah, I restock up on my ammo. Bro, it took forever to find this actual dungeon, dude. I was like, bro, I need a dungeon. I need one. Give me one. But yeah, dudes, we're here, and yeah, dude, let's try to make this fairly quick. Shouldn't take too long. So the hatchery, this is actually a really good showcase because there's a lot of bugs here. And as you can see, bro, the cannon's just gonna flatten them. And my world level, as you can see, is level 21. All right, there we go. Here we go. Bam. So yeah, check this out, dude. About to get nuked. Look at that. Done. Yeah, nothing gets past the. Yeah, he's done. Yeah. Boom. Yeah. Hey, buddy. You get one too. Don't worry. Now, of course, we could shoot these guys. Oh, that was overkill. Y'all just gonna keep coming, bro. And we're not even, we didn't really use that much ammo right there either, so. Ooh, hard iron, we need that. Need that for new builds. And our firearm damage is, pretty good as well. So all in all, oh. Here you go. So all in all, dude. Okay, now we're about to get swarmed. We got the horn going off. So what we're gonna do is, depending on which way they come from, we're gonna jump down here and we're going to. There's not even that many left. Yeah, we just finish them off. All right, let's grab this iron over here. I want to get an elite. Here's something. What is that noise? Yep, there. I thought I heard something, bro. All right, so we're gonna overdrive him. So now he's just about to go crazy. Yeah, that's the elite right there. Done. Something's shooting at me from the. Oh, that's the elite. He's in the ceiling. What are you doing up there, bro? All right, let's roast him. And we don't have to worry about getting hit in the back because the cannon's right here just blasting anybody behind us. Oh!
Right. Let's do this.
Yo, he's still going. Somebody back here? Oh, the little guy. Alright, and you see that little bit of, since we're using the salvage heart, that little bit of great health that we have, if we were to heal right now, we would get a crazy heal. We get, okay, let's put this bad boy down. Boom. And there's sometimes you don't even need to put this down. I just like putting it down just to watch my equipment go to work. Grab this iron. And we're actually going to be fighting a flying boss in this one, so I'm actually curious to see how this works out. I don't think I've actually been to that hatchery since, ooh, that's a lot of damage. See, I'm still in nightmare mode, so we can still die, but we do a lot of damage. Here they come. And this is still just, I wouldn't call it the starter planet, but you know, this is pretty much how fast everything's gonna die for the rest of the game, because I believe the world level 21 is the highest it goes, even on Apocalypse. Oh, there we go. Okay, this guy's a little tanky. Okay, he's yeah, that guy's a little bit tanky, dude. Well, we still got him. And we haven't even activated any of our gunslinger traits yet. We're just chilling, just kind of just casually going through.
Yeah.
Now I mainly want to get to the boss from here. We're gonna, yeah, the shotgun's insane, dude. I don't want to mess around and die here, dude. I'm playing around. They about killed me just then, dude. But yeah, that's what I like about this game, dude. Even when you're doing good, you can still just die out of nowhere from the littlest, most random enemies, dude. All right, so we made it to the boss room. We made it here in decent time. It's been about 5 minutes. Okay, not too bad. All right, so I've actually never fought this boss right here with this build, so we'll see how this goes. We're gonna put the turret down right in the middle and see how high up we can hit him, because he'll be floating in the sky, but we should still be able to hit him. I also kind of wish I put on my my quick draw skill for my gunslinger, but we'll be okay. All right, let's go to the middle. Put this bad boy down. Boom. Pop this. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to overcharge my guy. Here we go. Bro, where'd he go? Oh, he's still up there. I thought he jumped down. Dude, he juked me out. Dude, I thought he jumped down. Oh. All right. My guy's putting in work. There we go. All right, no escape for you, bro. Get over here. Should have popped. Oh, I do have my gunslinger on. I'm tripping, dude. All right, so we're looking good. And as you can see, we still have a lot of charge going. Oh, what just hit me? Sir? Alright. So yeah, he's actually hitting them in the sky, so that's pretty good. That's gonna blow up on me. Don't want that. Alright, so now he's gonna come towards us. But yeah, we don't want none of that, bro. You don't want none of that, dude. And done and done. Yeah, bro, the impact cannon, way too good, dude. The fact that we were able to hit those guys flying way up there with those impacts was kind of hilarious, not gonna lie. But yeah, dude, that's it for the build, dude. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. I tried to make that as quick as possible. That was like 7 minutes, I guess. But yeah, dudes, hope you guys have a good one. Try out the build, and yeah, dudes, I'll catch you guys next time, man. And on to the next build, man. Hope you guys have a good one. I shall catch you guys later. Peace.